So first we're going to go in with our primer. It's really important for you to prime the skin because it keeps away any debris, any oil, any dirt, anything like that. So it's like the barrier over the skin that kind of keeps away the nastiness, which brings on acne and oily skin, anything like that, so it gets rid of it. So we're going to take a little bit of a primer, we're going to put it on the back of our hand, about a pea-size amount, and we're going to put it in the T-zone. So the T-zone is the inner perimeter of your face and the chin. And we're going to take the rest and we're just going to spread it into the skin, almost like a facial moisturizer. So next we're going to go in with the foundation, and we're going to take a little bit and put it on the back of our hand. When it comes to the foundation, you don't need too much, but when you're doing stage makeup, you always want to do a shade darker. When it comes to your concealer, you always want to do 2 shades lighter, just for lighting purposes, stage purposes, things like that. So as far as the brush that we're going to use, we are going to use a flat foundation brush. Okay? So it's going to be flat. And we're going to go in. And we're also going to put the foundation in the T-zone area. And brush it upwards. Don't be afraid to get it in the hair. Hair always goes last, so it's easier for you to get rid of the foundation. Right? Now, if you have a beauty blender, it is really good for you to press the foundation and the product into the skin. The brush kind of gives you more of like those paint-like strokes. So this is actually going to push it into the skin, and because it's more foamy and it's more sponge-like, it's going to replicate skin. So when you press it into the skin, there's no lines, there's no paint strokes or anything like that, so it just looks like naturally glowing skin. Alright, next we are going to go in with concealer. Today I'm using the e.l.f. concealer. You can also use Bye Bye Under Eye by IT Cosmetics, which is actually one of my favorites. Well, considering that concealer is actually 2 to 4 times thicker than foundation, BB creams, CC creams, things like that. So you only want to use a little bit of concealer. I am going to use the Bye Bye Under Eye because it's going to have more of a more dramatic effect, I guess we can say. So we're going to use it's kind of like the same as the foundation brush, but it's going to be thinner and it's going to be so much smaller. Okay? And we're going to take a little bit of that product, and I'm going to kneel down, and we're going to come right underneath the eye. And bring it down towards the nose. Start off with a little bit and then work your way up as far as the amount. And I'm going to take my ring finger and I'm going to press it into the skin. Okay. Next I am going to go in with another concealer. And I'm going to make some lines on the forehead, down the bridge of the nose, on the chin, and I'm also going to come underneath the eye again. And we're going to go back in with our beauty sponge. We're going to take a little bit of our setting spray, and we're going to wet the beauty sponge. This is allowing the product to be spread across the skin without moving the foundation or the concealer. And the nose. So we are going to take our eyeshadow primer, and we're going to take a little bit of it, and we are going to, close for me, we're going to place a little dot on both eyelids. The reason that it's important for you to use eyelid primer is because when you're using any eyeshadows that have a lot of pigments to them, you want to pull as much color as you possibly can, and you also want the eyeshadow to stay on the eye so it's able, you know, to get its full effect and get the color that you desire. You just pat it in. Alright, so while we let that sit, we're going to go into the brows. So on the end of your brow, you have a spoolie, a comb, a brush, anything like that. You want to brush the brows upwards. I'm going to kneel down again. Relax for me. And we're going to draw hair-like strokes. All right, so an easy way for you to, thank you. So an easy way for you to map out your brows, if you start here from the corner of your nose, that's where your brow should start. If you take the brow pencil and move right through the pupil of the eye, that's where the arch should start. And when you come all the way to the end of your lashes, that's where your brow should end. If you want to put marks there so you know how to map it correctly, you can do that. Or you can just kind of wing it if you want to. But just remember, the more product that you put in, the more color that you're going to have. So it's really, really important for you to be gentle when you're going in with the brow, especially if it has more of an auburn color to it, such as this one, when you have a blonde model. So make sure that you brush really good through the brows. We're going to turn, and I'm going to do the other. Now with the brow, I'm also going to take, a powder with a little bit more of a brown undertone to it. And we're going to go in and it gives it more of a true tone to the brow color. Turn towards me. And we're going to take our spoolie and we're going to go right through the hairs. The purpose of the spoolie, a spoolie actually removes the product from the hair without moving it from the skin. So it makes it look more softer and natural. Next, we are going to move into the brow gel. So you take the brow gel and gently bring it through the brows. This is literally going to freeze your brow in place. So in the middle, I like to add just a little bit of setting powder just so nothing moves, no oil tries to get through, no buildup, no anything like that. So I'm just gonna take just a little bit of the Laura Mercier setting powder and I'm gonna swizzle it around and I'm gonna lightly dust the face. So this is gonna keep everything very matte and very in place. All right, so now we're gonna move on to eyeshadow, okay? So the first shade that I'm gonna go into is gonna be Cognate, and darker skin tones is gonna be Hot Chocolate. So you are going to go in with a fluffy round brush. It's kind of like the bigger foundation one, but super, super, super tiny. We're gonna go into just a little bit of the product, tap it off. You're gonna look down and you're gonna pull the brow up and you're gonna go right into the crease. You can build it up as much as you want, just remember that you have to blend it out. Wipe off any excess and blend out the line. We're going to do the same thing on the other eye. Wipe off the excess. Don't worry about if any of the shadow gets on the side because we're just going to blend it right back in with some concealer to make it look more natural. All right. Next, we are going to go in with Birkin, and for darker skin tones, it's going to be Warm Coat. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to run my fingers straight into the eyeshadow, close for me, and we are going to apply it right directly to the skin. So we're canceling out any discoloration that may be on the eyelid, and we're merging it in with Cognate. Get as close to the lash line as you can. Next, I'm going to go in with Pink Champagne. And for darker skin complexions, it's going to be your Amber. I do a lot of things with my fingers. I feel like fingers are your best brushes when it comes to eyes, as far as like you're placing it and when you want like high, heavy pigments and things like that, I always use my fingers. So I'm going right back in with that same color and placing it right above the taupe color. Now this isn't gonna have as much pigment, it's just gonna be there to just give you more of a shimmer. So don't like dig all the way in it thinking you're gonna get some color because you're not gonna get that much. And next we are going to go in with Vermeer. And the darker shade is going to be Metal. So this is going to be kind of like your statement piece of the eye. This is going to go directly right on the eyelid. So you're going to go in, close for me, and you put it right on the ball of the eye. And we're going to take our same eyeshadow brush. And you don't touch the ball of the eye, you touch at the end and you just kind of pat it in and the beginning. But don't touch the focal point of the eye. Same over here. And when she opens, you can see directly to the ball of her eye. So another little trick that we are going to do, it's another trick with the brows. I'm going to take a little bit of the concealer and I'm going to go in and we're going to clean up the brow. So you want to do that with a sharp angled brush. And we're going to relax. We're going to come right under. And you want to blend it in. We're going to take a clean finger and we're going to bring that shadow and we are going to blend it on the outer perimeter of the eye. So no harsh lines on the outer corners. Right. We're going to use that same brush and we're going to go back into the cognic color. For darker skin, it's going to be hot chocolate. Make sure you tap it off. Look up to the sky for me. And we're going to go right underneath the lash line. And we're going to add just a little bit of color. Okay? It feels weird at first, but you get used to it. Look up for me. All right, and next we're going to go into lashes. It's really important for you to fit the lash on the face first before you cut the lash to make sure that it fits the eye. So we're going to have to cut a little bit of the lash. All right, so we're going to take a little bit of the lash glue and you're going to put it right on the outer edge of the rim. So we're taking our lash glue and we're putting it right on the edge. And I need you to look down for me, but do not close your eyes. And you put it right onto the eye. Look down for me. And you want to fan. It's really, really important that you fan the eye. It dries quicker. Same with the other eye. The lash glue on the edge. Look down, but don't close. Open for me. How do you feel?
Good.
Good? All right. So once your lashes are in place, you want to look down place your hand here, and where you see the natural lash, you want to blend the lash with the mascara. Going back and forth because you want the lash, your natural lash, to get in between the false lash. And open like that. Now, we are going to take the tip of the mascara wand, look all the way up, and look all the way down to the ground. We're going to look up to the sky for me, and we're going to go right to the bottom lash. Back and forth, as light as you can, but just making sure that product is touching the lash. Okay. So, we're going to go to the other eye. So mascara on the tip, look down for me, and look all the way up. This is just bringing out those invisible lashes that you feel that you don't have on the bottom. And just makes the eyes pop just a little bit more. Alright, so next we are going to move into bronzer. So the color is going to be Laguna, and the darker skin complexion is going to be Dark Casino. Alright, so I'm going to go in with an angled brush, and I'm going to swirl around. You want to be very, very, very generous with the product. Okay, we're going to turn. We're going to come from the back of the cheekbone. And we're going to add the product. So you want the product to be darker back by the hairline, and then you want to gradually fade it coming close. Okay. So we're going this way, and then you head this way. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing over on this side. So we're going to bring it from the back of the hairline, and we're going to bring it forward to the apple of the cheek. Now because this is stage lighting, you want to be very, very generous. Don't be scared of the bronzer. It will work in your favor, I promise. So towards the hairline, you want more product. And now we're going to go on the outer perimeter of the face. So it's going to be more the temple, the hairline, and underneath the neck. With the same brush, we're going to go in with the blush, and it's going to be number 17, Black Honey Pop. So you want to swivel around just like you did in the bronzer. And this is just going to add just a little bit more of that blush color, a little bit more of the warmth to the face. All right, so you're going to do the same thing starting from the back of the cheek. A little on the outer perimeter. And under the neck. Now we're going to go into highlighting, and you're going to get a tight, fluffy brush, and you're going to come right into the side of the highlight color. You're going to turn the face straight towards the light, and you're going to hit right on top of the cheekbone. We're going to bring a little right down the bridge of the nose on the tip. We'll come into the center of the forehead, the chin, the other cheek. I'm also going to go in Vermeer, which is the light shade. And in the darker shade, it's going to be Meadow. But for the darker shades, you are not going to do this step, okay? So for the lighter shades, just because we're going to add just a little bit more highlight, you are going to go into Vermeer and you are going to place it right on top of the highlight that you just did. We're going to go back in with a little bit more bronzer, but this time we're going to go in with the same tight eyeshadow brush that we did for the crease. And this is going to be for the nose. So we're going to go back into the NARS Laguna bronzer. And we're going to come right, close your eyes for me, right down the nose and bring it to the side. And you want to bring that up as close to the eyebrows as you can. And you want to blend them in with each other. It looks like you immediately have a nose job. All right, I'm going to take a big brush and we're just going to go through and we're going to buff everything out. I'm going to take my setting powder. This time you want to put more than you did at first. I'm going to go in with the beauty sponge. And we're going to bring it down from the top, from the bottom of the cheek on both sides. This is just going to clean up any mistakes. Look at this happening. And once you have it in your spaces, you go and you just buff it out. Look at this guy for me. And it instantly gives you a more polished look. We're going to take our setting spray, close for me, 6 inches away from the face. We're going to take a little bit of a black jumbo pencil and we're going to go right underneath the lashes. So look down to the ground for me and I'm going to pull up and right underneath the lash. You want to go right in with the liner. Look down for me again. It's going to immediately make your lashes look fuller. Alright, so next we're going to go into the lip. I'm going to start with the liquid lip first, and it's by Sephora, and it's going to be color 24, the cream lip stain. We're going to go straight to the lip. And pat for me one time. Thank you, close. And then you're going to take the tip of the wand, you're going to outline the lip. And you want to be as precise as you possibly can to get the line. Now, if you mess up, don't worry about it. You can take a little bit of concealer, and we're going to do the Bye Bye Under Eye, and you can just clean it right up. So you take a little bit, clean it up, and blend it down. Like that. All right, and I'm going to turn. We're going to do the same side. And blend it in with your fingers. And that concludes our face. And when it comes to the lip liner, if you made any major mistakes, you can go in, and this just allows you to go in and make sharper lines and to make it more even. Like that. So it just really adds more detail to your lip. And to top off the look, which is my all-time favorite, I like to go into the tear duct. So we're going to go in with Vermeer. For darker skin tones, it's going to be metal. You go right in with the tip of your finger, your pinky, and close for me. You're going to go right in the inside. Alright, so after you've added your lighter color, you always add your lighter color to the tear duct, and you always finish off with your setting spray. Your setting spray, depending on if it's a nighttime setting spray, which is going to give you more longevity. If it's a de-slick, like the Urban Decay setting spray, it's going to give you more of like that dewy finish. If you're on stage, if you're under any heavy lighting or anything like that, you want a complete matte look. So you want something that's oil-free. Never use anything that's got any oil or anything like that on your skin. Nothing alcohol-y or anything like that, because it's just going to produce more oil. So just something that's just going to make you really, really matte. And you want to literally drench the face with setting powder, and you let it set. And as your child walks around or as they are doing certain things, it's just going to sit on their skin, and you'll notice that it's going to get drier and drier, more matte, and it's going to last throughout the day and the night. You look so pretty. And we are done.